Good day, magandang araw. My name is Janry C. Clarion and a teacher from the Nagat Islands, Surigao City, Philippines. My study is all about the dominant dialect in the province of the Nagat Islands. It is all about language mapping. The Nagat Islands are a group of islands constituting a province in the Caraga region in the Philippines. It is located on the northeast of Mindanao in the Philippines. Before we see the beauty of the Nagat Islands, we have to cross sea borders. We have to take a boat from Surigao City and coast you for an hour before reaching the Nagat Island. Every person uses language as its primary form of communication. Knowing one's true and adequate language is a cultural right of humanity, where language characterizes the culture of a person. Dialects such as Sinurigao, Cebuano, and Binolanon were the language present, visible, and used by the Negatnons in different fields of communication, trade, and commerce. According to Baterina 2017, the form, construction, and interpretation may similar but different in variation. The uses of this language may be varied on the topographic and geographical location where it belongs. In the current linguistic situation in the province of Dinagat, it can be seen that the method and use of dialect and communication is gradually changing. Different dialects have also emerged which can cause confusion and misunderstanding, especially in the use of mother tongue or first language as a medium of teaching in kindergarten to grade 3. Due to the rise of different dialects in the province of Dinagat, it produces confusion and misunderstanding. Now let's move on to the framework of this study. The concepts outlined in this study are based on the theory discussed by L.S. Vygotsky's language acquisition theory or socio-cultural theory that discusses on how the environment influences the acquisition of new phase of dialect in a specific area. So we have here three boxes. First box is about profile. We have the age, the year of residency, race of origin, work or the job, language used at home, address, and the educational attainment of the respondent. So then the second box, we have the dominant dialect in the province of the Nagat Islands based on Sinurigaonon, Cebuano, and Binolanon. And the output of this study is all about language mapping. And here are the objective of this study. First, the purpose of this study is to find out the dominant language in province of the Nagat in order to create a language map. The second one is the purpose of this study is to examine the factors that influence the spread of different dialects in the province of the Nagat. Then the third one is the purpose of this study is to know the linguistic situation in the province. Now let's proceed to the method used in this study. The study used qualitative and case study that shows the description of an event to deeply determine and analyze the situation of the language used in the community based on the profile of the participants and observation of the communication used in the community. This study represents a true picture of the current state of the Nagat dialect for students, teachers, and also the Nagatnon citizens. Also, to see the struggle towards development and the showcasing what the Nagat Islands have. The researcher used averaging to obtain the number of the participants in the municipality, supported by the Sloven's formula which has a 0.05 margin of error. The researcher also used checklists for the solicited responses of the participants, which became the basis of developing the interview questions. After the confirmation of the gathered compora or the data, the researcher made a letter of consent to each municipality and participant to carry out the study. Averaging was used to answer the problems, while the main and ordinal rank were used to determine the dominant language in the province of the Nagat. Now let's proceed to the findings and the result of the study. We have here the map of the Dinagat Islands. The blue pins symbolizes the Binol-Anon dialect, while the red pins symbolizes the Sinurigao dialect. So here are the findings and the result of this study. First, most of the respondents are teenager, adult ages from 20 to 59, and senior citizens are from the municipality of Basilisa, which has the largest population, where the ethnic origin is from the Nagat Basilisa, and the language spoken is Binol-Anon. But it only has 1 point difference between the Binol-Anon and Sinurigao as the dominant dialect. The second result is 3 dialects appeared in the province of Dinagat, which are found in different cities or municipalities under its jurisdiction, such as Sinurigao, Cebuano, and Binol-Anon, according to the kumpora used. Next, the third result is the language of dialect Binol-Anon became the dominant among teenager and adults, while Sinurigao dialect became dominant among senior citizens. Then the number 4 is, it is generally seen that the most dominant language in the whole island is Binol-Anon. Number 5, trade, commerce, beautiful scenery, and migration are the main reason why foreign languages appear on the island. One of the factors that influence the spread of different dialects in the province of the Dinagat Islands is the geographical location surrounded by various neighboring islands and towns. Now let's proceed to the conclusion based on the data, based on the result that we have. First, the gap between Binol-Anon and Sinurigao is not that big when it comes to the language used at home. The second one, both Sinurigao, Cebuano, and Binol-Anon appear and present in the province of Dinagat Island. The third conclusion is Binol-Anon and Sinurigao are the dominant dialects among users according to the type of seniority or age. Number 4, based on the area and informant, more Dinagatnons use Binol-Anon than Sinurigao and Cebuano. The fifth conclusion is, the mother tongue of the Dinagat Islands is either Binol-Anon or Sinurigao because it is only 1% apart from the dominant language. So here are the recommendations of the researcher. First is to promote and continue supporting researcher to study languages and dialect in the specific area. The second one is to maintain the implementation of K-12 mother tongue-based multilingual education program in the teaching process. And the third recommendation of the researcher is to expand the linguistic concept used in and out of the school so that teaching can be more effective using the language dialect that the students know. Then the fourth one is spread and develop the first language learned within the home. Then the number 6 is use the local language of dialect to further expand the research on indigenous languages. Then the last one is to conduct another social-linguistic study to assess the continuation of the expansion of the dialect in the specific. So here are the references used by the researcher for his study. We have different writers, different authors, different books, and different references that used it. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening about the dominant dialect in the Dinagat Islands, the language mapping. Thank you so much. Kapong ka, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Mabuhay po tayo.